Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I am Dr. Zombrain, and today we got some more anime content. I know it's been a little while, I've been super crazy, and I've been trying to watch a lot. Today we're going to be doing a tier list, and I'm going to start doing this at the end of every anime season. I wanted to go over everyone that I have watched, and I'm going to rank them. And a pretty basic tier list, it's not quite ABC, you'll see as when we get in there. But yeah, so it's going to be great. I'm just going to do this in one take. We're just going to go over. I have all the anime that I've seen pulled up. We're going to go over, rank them, talk about them a little bit. Not quite a full review. Just going to say if I liked it or not. Some of these I will do a full review. Some of them I have not done a review because I've been waiting for them to finish. And we'll start that, and I'll explain that very shortly with the first anime. But then I do have another one planned where I'm going to be going over the following season, what I'm going to be watching. So if you guys are interested in what I'm going to watch next season, keep an eye out for that. But anyway, let's get started. Wrong one. There we go. I got this little number pad over here that I can set some stuff up to make it all nice so I can quickly stop recording and record all that kind of stuff, except I still don't know what the buttons are. I gotta remember what the buttons are. I might have to paint over it because it's purely just for OBS. But anyway, as you can see, we have our tier list. We have S tier. It's pretty obvious. These are my favorites of the season. Just generic. Good. Because right here is the big thing with anime, right? And especially for me, I watch a lot of isekai. So good is good. I liked it. It wasn't my favorite. I'm not going to go back and rewatch it. But this was a solid anime and I enjoyed watching it. Generic would be some of these isekai that I still enjoy. It's not a guilty pleasure of mine, watching some of these generic isekai. But they weren't necessarily did anything special. They're not It was just, kind of funny because of how bad it was. Then the bad was, it's straight up bad. I couldn't continue. I didn't like it, whatever. Then Skip was just I watched one or two episodes and I couldn't continue. I watched at least one of each of these episodes, these anime. More of them I've watched a lot, or I finished. I'll explain which ones I have. A lot of them, it's just because I wanted to watch and at least dip my toes into a lot of the anime this season. Because I need to pick my top 8 for the server I'm in. So I'm going to do this first, because I haven't really decided. So we're going to start with the first one, and I have all the tabs up here. So these are in order of just how popular they are, not in any order. I'll rank them on the list. So we're going to start with Solo Leveling. Obviously, I'm not finished, as it's not finished yet. However, oh my god, I've been loving it. I did read the manhwa in about 3 days, all the chapters. I am definitely putting this in S tier. This is great. Not my favorite. Also, I will be ranking them in order. So, if I like something more than Solo, I'll put it first. But yeah, that one, I'm definitely going to be doing a video on. So if you're interested, keep an eye out for that. I have to wait till tomorrow, and then I'm going to talk about... And then I also want to reread up to that point in the manhwa, and I'm also going to do a little bit of a comparison. But yeah, no. Solo Leveling, instant S tier. The next one is Delicious in Dungeon. This is definitely a chill one. This is not my type, but I did think this was a solid anime. I'm going to put this in good. It's just not my type of thing. I do like slice of life, but not quite like this. I'm going to be completely honest. I've definitely watched cooking and food anime before, and I like those more. But it is a very interesting take. This is definitely one of those wholesome ones that you can watch and just kind of vibe out to. So if you enjoy it, go for it. This is definitely one of those comfort type anime. A Sign of Affection. Now, obviously, this is one of the biggest ones, right, of the season. And I'm going to be completely honest. I did not like it as much. I got 3 episodes in, I might watch it, but there's some other romance, even from this season, that I enjoyed so much more. I've seen so many of these tropes or ideas. The main premise is the girl is deaf, and she can't hear and uses sign language. Komi's another one where she can't talk, but it's a lot more fun. But I've seen plenty of other shows, A Silent Voice. She's also deaf, and that had so much more of an emotional impact. Whereas this is just, there's nothing really crazy to it. It's not a bad romance. It's just generic. And I feel that's the big thing with anime. They're just so mass-produced that a lot of them just kind of feel the same. And that's how I felt with this one. So I didn't personally like it, but it wasn't necessarily bad. It just, nothing really caught my eye. And I also can't help but, like, these lips are so annoying. I got a stink bug near me. That's great. What's next? The wrong way to use healing magic. Wow. So this one, I am gonna put... I might change these later, but right now, I'm easily gonna be putting this in good. I loved this. Haven't finished it yet, just haven't got around to it, but I do plan on it very soon. I am 5 episodes in. This is great. It is such a refreshing take on some of these isekai. So it isn't isekai, but there is, like, proper progression. Like, it really shows how he's serious about the world. He's not super overpowered, but he cares about others. Which, like, if you've watched a lot of isekai, you know what I'm talking about when I say that. Because obviously a lot of them do that, but when I'm pointing that out, you kind of know what I'm talking about. It's kind of hard to just describe. Because isekai is just, there's so many that I've seen, and that I'm going to continue to see, and there's definitely so many generic ones. But I really like this character. I really like Rose. There's, like, some really underlining, like, themes, like PTSD. It feels like there's a big talk of that with Rose and the Healing Squad, so I'm really excited to see where that goes when I finish this, but I absolutely love this, and this is definitely one of the better isekai I've seen in the last few seasons. What's next? Hokkaido Girls are super adorable. I've almost finished this. This is, like, kind of like romance that I kind of want to see. I'm going to put this in good. Don't like it more than Wrong Way, but again, Delicious in Dungeon was good, just not my cup of tea. This one was definitely really fun, wholesome. I watched it in dub, and the main chick is, like, Canadian, and it's so adorable. It's great. Highly recommend. This is definitely one of the better ones. Yeah, no, I like this. However, it is... Where is it all? Comedy, manga. Technically, it's a harem, I guess. So if you're not into that, then don't. But I thought it was great. Next is Blue Exorcist. Gonna be honest. Bad. I got 3 episodes in, and I don't know if I can continue. I haven't dropped it yet. I've just been watching some stuff, but I don't know what it is, if it's just because we're following up such a terrible arc in season 2, like, just all on how rubbish and just how long we had to wait. But it's the voice acting changed, the animation changed, and it just feels weird and like a completely different set of characters, and their personalities also change. But there's also, like, I know that the one guy, the one, like, fancy, magical, colorful guy is a demon, right? It's pretty obvious. But then it also, like, just blatantly throws that in, like, the first episode or two, and he's, like, talking with Rin, and I was just so confused because I don't know the manga. And it's like, it feels like it's expecting you to know the manga. It's like, oh, it's just acting like, oh yeah, everyone knew this. It's like, I did not know this. I didn't realize he was this specific dude. I knew he was a demon, but I didn't realize. And it felt like I should have known that. And I know I didn't miss that. So, maybe I did. But I don't know. It's just really awkward. I know it got confirmed, and I'll see where it goes. But just compared to season 1, just did not hit the same. I did not like it as much at all. So, 7th time loop, the villainess enjoys a carefree life married to her worst enemy. I'm currently watching this, like, I know I'm watching all these right now, but, like, I literally was just watching this a little bit ago. And, oh my, I'm gonna be completely honest. Here. S tier. Freaking loved this. Oh, my tab's gone. Okay. This is such a good one. It's really interesting. So the premise is, like, and I'm trying to do spoiler free as well, but I am mentioning stuff that kind of happens later, but generally it's the first, like, episode that I'm mentioning, the premise. So she dies. 7 times, and this is her 7th life. So she keeps reliving, but it's such an interesting premise because you learn different lives that she lived. Like, she starts off as a merchant, right? And then she has those skills, and she learns more and more and more, till eventually she dies to this one emperor of a foreign nation. And this is in her life that she's a swordsman, I guess. I'm not too sure. It probably said it. I just missed it. And then eventually she's gonna marry him in the next life. And it's really interesting because there's this constant tension that she has, and it's just like, oh, no biggie. And it's like, well, I'm terrified for my life because this is it's just so much tension between the two. But then she also tries to help people. It's great. I'm really enjoying this. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. So yeah, definitely an S tier for the season. Like, definitely top 3 probably for the season. So this is where I have to premise, I don't look at tags and trailers before I watch. Because I like to go in completely blind, and whether it's bad or not. And generally I can finish an anime. I don't know if I can finish it. I did see some stuff, and I kind of want to finish this. But oh my god, this is terrible. I kind of want to put it in bad, but I'm going to tell you all to skip it. No. Don't skip it. Skip it. Skip it. Let's just say, if I want to explain this one, the video will get demonetized and age restricted. Like, I can't. It's really, but it's really good. It's just, yeah. So I'm kind of tempted to finish it, and if you can handle it, then go for it. It's just it's kind of funny. I'm going to be completely honest, but it's also terrible at the same time. So I'm going to tell y'all to skip it. I might watch it, but I'm definitely not going to do a video on it. So, what's the next one? Ninja Kamui. So this was one that I did not know anything about, and it kind of came out of nowhere. And I'm going to be honest, this is not one, but I'm going to be honest, I have to. This is going to go bottom, because story-wise, not as much, but oh my god, this is just straight hands. It is just straight hands. It is every episode just constant action and fighting, and it is so good. It is going very slowly, though. There's only like 6 episodes out. But yeah, no, it's just like straight hands. The choreography is great, and it's not no magic. I mean, there is magic, don't get me wrong. And there's kind of mecha, but it's nothing crazy like Power Rangers or Gundam or anything like that, and it's not crazy like Naruto or something like that. It is pretty much just straight like ninja, like, you know, super human, but it's pretty basic. And then they have like some kind of power, but it's no crazy power like Madara bringing a thing down or Luffy's gum pistol. It is just like, you know, use some smoke, you know, like kind of like light speed, like dodge or something. It's so cool. Animation wise, it's great too. Definitely a great one. It is an amazing one. What's the next one? My instant death ability is so overpowered, no one in this other world stands a chance against me. I'm currently on episode 3. I think I'm a little farther than that. Yeah, I'd say it's generic. I liked it, and I do want to finish it, but it's nothing too special. It doesn't do anything crazy. It's just, oh, he looks at them, and they die. And they... yeah. It's bad. That's about his power. And then, you know, he gets teleported in this other world where they're training to be magic, but then she doesn't have an ability, and then technically he doesn't, because this is from the other world. I haven't really gotten to that point yet, because this is like an ability that he had in the other world. This wasn't like a fantasy world, and he got this power. He's born in this in our world. So I'm not too sure. That's kind of interesting, but yeah, I do really enjoy it, and I want to finish it, but definitely not like one I'm going to remember for the ages. The Foolish Angel Dances with the Devil. I'm going to put this one as generic, too. Like, it's good. It's good. I started it, like, an episode or 2 in. I'll finish this one eventually. But, yeah, no, again, just generic. It's just a romance. Doesn't do anything fancy. As of yet, these can change at the end, but just from what I've seen, eh. The weakest tamer begins a journey to pick up trash. Now, I kind of want to put this on S tier, but I think... Ooh, but with wrong way to use healing magic, yeah, no, I think I like this more. I really like this one. Like, I just love the animation, like, and I really hope there's more. Like, another season or two, and I think I'm gonna have to go to the manga or manhwa, whatever it is. Well, actually, I can check, can't I? Light novel. Dang, okay, I gotta read the light novel. Because, yeah, no, this is such an interesting premise, and just the world and some of the characters are really interesting, but then just the way the conflict went about, it's just really interesting. I really like the conflict that's in this. I don't want to go too much in depth, because I might make a video on this one. But yeah, no, definitely one of the better ones of the season, without a doubt. Dr. Eliza, the royal lady with the lamp. And we're gonna put this right up here. This is really hard versus seventh time loop. Like, they're right on par for me. But I think I'm liking seventh time loop just a little bit more. So this one is such a weird premise. It starts off as an isekai. She lived another life in a fantasy world. So it's a reverse isekai, right? So she dies, and then she comes to our world. Now, she was a pretty terrible queen. And then she died, and then we learn more about what she did throughout. I'm not going to explain, but she's a pretty terrible person. But then in our world, she became a doctor, where she has never messed up. She's doing some pretty crazy things that, like, nobody would be able to do, and everyone's freaking out. It's like, it's impossible. It's like, I'll save him. And she does. She does. She saves everyone. But then she's in a plane crash. And again, this is episode 1, so nothing too much. But if you haven't watched episode 1, sorry. But she's in a plane crash. She saves a bunch of people. And then she dies. Again. So she shot a second time. And then she's reborn in her original body before she died and all this stuff happened. So, like, she's sent back a bit. And then she has a change of heart. And then she tries to become a doctor in this world, in the fantasy world. Now, it's not fantasy, it's just old time, I guess. But there is some magic, because the one guy has, like, some ability to transform. That's the only magic we see, but he can transform his face. And I'm really confused, because they have, like, some nice lights, but then it's, like, royal palace, and as you can see here from the dress. So I'm really confused on what time period this one's set in. But she's just training, she's doing surgery, she's doing so many surgeries that we do, but obviously are revolutionary then, and nobody believes her because she's nobility and a lady, and no one's like, oh, you can't do this, but she's just, because she is trained to be a doctor, she's done it for years, she's not only gone through the course, so yes, in there she's like 15, 16, whatever, but in reality, she's gone through an entire second lifetime and gotten all that knowledge. I just love that premise. It's a reverse isekai taking that back. That's such an interesting premise. Fluffy Paradise. I've seen some stuff. I haven't finished it, and that's not because it's bad. I absolutely freaking love this one. This is such a wholesome anime, and I need more people watching it. Yeah, no, it's just wholesome. She just wants to cuddle. All her problems are solved because she can get with the super rare fluff or whatever. Like, the animation's great, it's smooth. Now, there's some politics in there, which I don't mind. Not like in a bad way. Like, I kind of enjoy because it's got, like, politics in the world, because she is an isekai, so she is like she's like 30, 40 or something like that. 27, okay, yeah. Almost 30. I've seen some people, like, saying, like, she's late 40s, 50, and, like, no, it's not that bad. But, you know, I love this one. Some interesting character. Like, obviously not all the characters, but it's really just a wholesome one. Like, if you just watch it just for the animation, she just cuddles things. That's it. And I'm like, I know it says 4. I'm definitely farther. I'm like 6 or 7 episodes in. Um, it's great. I definitely recommend this. This is definitely one of the better. This is one of those wholesome ones. So, like, Delicious in Dungeon is kind of like this, right? Where it's just wholesome, except I just like this premise more of the rare fluffs. But yeah, this is definitely one that you can kind of sit back and chill. So let's see. What's next? My strongest tank's Labyrinth Raids. A tank with a rare 9999 resistance skill got kicked from the hero's party. I really like this one too. Definitely not better than these two, but definitely up there. Definitely up there. I really like this. I like the... Again, it's not an isekai, it's a fantasy, but it's a pretty generic fantasy with, we have a mage, we have the healer, we have the tank, and he has the provoke skill, and just like a lot of these other fantasy type shows. But it's kind of like the way he uses it, like offensive. This isn't like Bofuri. This is a different type. Bofuri I maxed out. I didn't want to get hurt, so I maxed out my defense. I haven't watched that fully yet, but it's not quite like that. It's a different premise, because this is real life. But it has this really cool ability where he can take other people's... they have absorb shields, right? They have a shield that is on top of their HP, and that's what they use. But he can take his party's damage, and then he can use that and do different things with that. That's just a really interesting premise. So he's like a full tank, some cool characters, but they also, down here, you meet her in the first few episodes. She's a homunculus, so artificially created human. Or I guess like a doll almost, right? 'Cause she has... And it's just a really interesting premise to see how they're treated and, the stuff that they're going through, and then... By the end, we do learn some more about some other homunculus who creates them and stuff, but it's just a really interesting premise there and a subplot that it's kind of taken seriously. Like some, it's just like, it's whatever, but it's like it's like a proper topic and it's talked about and just kind of like gone over. Like I said was before, like so PTSD, right? Like the trauma that they've gone through and how to. Now, obviously, it's not super realistic, right? This is definitely one of the weaker ones, but I thought it was done well for what it is. 'Tis time for torture. Gotta be honest, not what I thought in all the best ways. So, Gushing Over Magic, again, I don't look at the title, I look at the title, but I don't look at the description, I don't look at the trailer, so I don't know what it's based off of, right? So when you see this right here, and torture, I'm thinking it's like Gushing Over Magical Girls, where it is weird, where they are weird. Where is it? Here it is. Like, you look at these faces, and it is really bad. Where is it? Is there an 18 plus on the phone app? There's an 18 plus warning, as it should be. Yep. But this one is not that, and I have not gotten super far into it, but like 3 episodes, and oh my god, it is great. So I'm gonna alleviate some of the stress if you want to watch this. It is not weird. She just wants to eat. She's just like hanging out. She's a prisoner, but instead of like giving up all this information, she just wants some like ramen. So it's like, oh hey, cram school's on Wednesday. She gives 1 fact per torture session, and it's just she keeps getting like all these different foods or video games and friends, and it's just super wholesome. It's great. She has a magic sword with her that just constantly freaks out. It's like, no, don't. You must be stronger than this. She can do this for 7 days because she is the warrior goddess. And then the sword's just like, Nani? It just completely freaks out. It's just it's a comedy, right? What is it technically? Okay, yeah, comedy, gourmet, fantasy. So yeah, it's mostly about food, it's just wholesome. Like you look at this, and it started off, I'm like, oh, this is gonna get really serious, and then it's not, and it's great. It's great in all the best ways. Okay, Cherry Magic. 30 years of virginity can make you a wizard. I'm skipping that. So I watched like an episode, and it's just really weird. So this guy is like one of those like, invisible type people, right? Like, people just don't notice him. Except this guy is the popular one, right? And this guy also doesn't have money. Like, he's just treated pretty poorly. But then this guy, everyone loves, he's got money. But this guy actually likes this guy. Like, loves it. Like, he has a crush on him. And they just, like, hang out, and it's just really cringe. Like, it's just so weird and just uncomfortable. It's just, like, he's feeling bad that he's taken off because he paid for, like, this guy, he paid for... It's just a really weird premise. And this guy could read people's minds, so that's how he knows that. And it's just like, what? Yeah, no, it made me uncomfortable. I did not like it at all. Anyway, we have the Demon Prince of Mochaki House. Mochaki. I don't know how to say that. So, I watched an episode or two of this too. Yeah, no, it gave me Fruit Basket vibes at first, right? And then it just did some really weird stuff, and it just some crazy... Yeah, no, just really weird. It took a lot of tropes thrown together in the first episode or two, and it's just, like, thrown together really poorly. So yeah. I thought this is bad. Then the final anime I've seen is Isekai Osen Paradise. I've been seeing this one. Now, this was a really weird one. It's 5.4. Dang, people did not like it, which is fair. So, this was really weird, because I was starting to watch it, and it was really weird. I'm gonna be honest, like, they're just chilling in a hot tub. Not hot tub, hot spring. And then, all of a sudden, it plays the opening, and then it ends. The episodes are, like, 3 minutes long, including the intro. Like, it has an opening, which is, like, a minute. So, they're, like, 2-minute episodes. So, I've watched, like, 8 or 9 that are out. Like, I completely finished it, because you can finish, it's, like, the length of, like, 2. But it's only gonna be 12 episodes. But honestly, I thought it was good. Not better than all these other ones, but I thought it was solid. It's kind of wholesome, kind of not. There's definitely nudity. They're in a hot spring. It's kind of funny the way it goes about, but he's just like, he's just like, hey, I just want you all to vibe. And then the elves are like, you can't be here, cause like this is cursed. And he's just like, it's just a hot spring. Like, get in, join. And he says, like, that's kind of weird the way he does it. And I'm not saying it's not weird. It is weird. But it's just like, see, isn't it lovely? And he just, a sigh of relief, and just relaxes. And he just wants everyone to experience that. He just kind of goes about it a weird way. But I'm excited to see where it goes, because he then wants to make the elf town a hot spring town. And then, like, have everyone, like, you go to a spa resort kind of thing. And it just seems like a pretty funny concept. And I feel like it's going to go in a very roundabout, interesting way. But yeah, honestly, yeah, no, I thought it was good. I think I'm happy with this. Definitely one of the better ones, but I did like all these. So my top 5 of the season are definitely Solo. Nah, I'm gonna put Doctor higher. I really like this one, because I don't watch a lot of live action shows now, right? But I love House MD and like New Amsterdam and some of those types. So I like the Doctor aspect. 7th, Ninja Kamui is just straight hands. This is such a wholesome one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then yeah, no, all 3 of these are great isekai type. She was reborn too and she hears about a previous life, but I don't know much about that yet, and I'm very interested to see how that goes. So it seems like it might be an isekai, but she might have been from this world, because she talks about movies, but instead of her taking the body, she's like joining someone else. So now she has a like a conscious, she has like somebody speaking in the back of her head from our world, and who's like older, into the child of like, what, she's like 9 or something, 8 or 9. So, yeah, no, this was a really interesting premise. But yeah, no, S tier, I thought these were all great. Honestly, yeah, I really did like Fluffy, but no. Fluffy's great, but and this was the one I was excited about before, and I do really recommend it. But I gotta be honest, like I didn't know some of these. Like this one, I'm like, eh. Then these, I had no idea was coming out. Ninja Comedy was just completely came out of nowhere, and then it just blew up. Like everyone was talking about it, and I just loved this premise. So definitely one of the better ones, but I can't put it that high. I like these more. I do think if I'm taking out and just some kind of enjoyability for like the genre, I think this would go really high because I've seen some other ones. One of the other like really fun wholesome ones is Sleepy Princess and the Demon King Castle. I really like that one. I might like Fluffy more though. So if we're talking like some wholesome stuff, it's gonna go really high up there, right? Like when we're talking about Delicious and Dungeon and all that. I'm putting this really high up there. But I am an isekai enjoyer, so I gotta put some isekai up here, and then just straight hands. And Solo, honestly, honestly though, I really do like the manhwa. It's great, but I think I just like the Doctor too much. I'm gonna be completely honest. I think my favorite from this season is Dr. Eliza. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So let's go pull real quick. We're gonna go over here. Yo, my computer's definitely struggling though with how many tabs are open right now. Holy. What's my name on Discord? Dr. Zabrain. So then we gotta go through and let's add all these, shall we? So we got Dr. Eliza. Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up on my phone so I can see the names. You know, this one was definitely one of the smaller ones. It's way down here. It's only got 64,000 people in the community, so it's definitely not a bigger one. But yeah, no, I think he's going to be doing this. So every season, I'll do this too. So I'm going to choose my top 8, which are generally going to be in there, but there might be sometimes where I change, because guess what? I can do it the way I want. So Dr. Eliza, and then we're going to put solo leveling. And then we're going to put the 7th, oh, nope, 7th time loop. I think technically it's like, yeah, it's a super long name, but I don't care. So we have 7th time loop, then Ninja Kamui. Kamui. I'm also pulling it up on my phone because I suck at Japanese spelling. I can barely do English, let alone this. So we have what's it called? The worst tamer. Let's see, where is it? Or the weakest tamer. Weakest tamer. So we have weakest tamer. Wrong way to use healing magic. Fluffy Paradise. Is that what it's called? Is it called Fluffy Paradise, or is it called something else? I feel like it's called something else. Yeah, no, it's called Fluffy Paradise. Fluffy Paradise. Then finally, the Labyrinth Tank dude. Which has... This anime has such an annoying name. Alright. Yeah, I'm back. And with that, thank you all for watching. Again, that's my ranking, that's my opinion. That's not like... This is definitely more of an opinion than objective, right? Type of thing. So this is my list. If you like some of these more or didn't like some of them, good on you. Because definitely, like, isekai is not for everyone, so I like isekai, so that's where a lot of them are. Whereas you might watch more romance, so you're going to put Side of Affection a lot higher. That's your choice, not mine. I do like... But yeah. So I'm going to be doing another one of these. And, I'll probably have it going up on Monday, the 1st. So this one will be the 31st, when this is all finished, uploaded. So this will be the end of the anime season. Then I'll have the first day. Here's what I'm going to be watching. And I got a big list. And there's a lot that I want to watch. And that's what I'm going to be watching throughout the season. Then I have a lot that I want to watch either after the season. Because it looks like summer's going to have a lot of big ones. But definitely not so dense like this season. But yeah. So remember, hit the bell, subscribe, be notified when I do that. And let me know what your top... 3 anime, because 8's a lot. If you want to do 8, go ahead. Just go ahead and tell me your top anime this season. With that, catch you next time. Peace.